World War II, one of the deadliest wars in human history, began on September 1st, 1939, when Germany invaded Poland. This is what we have all heard. This narrative, however, oversimplifies the actual events, decisions, and geopolitical tensions that have been building for years. While Adolf Hitler and Nazi Germany are often identified as the primary catalysts, having a broader perspective reveals that the roots of World War II extend far beyond Hitler's actions and ideology. A lot of different reasons, like unresolved issues from World War I. Reason 1. The seeds of World War II were sown in the aftermath of World War I, particularly with the signing of the Treaty of Versailles in 1919. The treaty imposed severe amends and territorial losses on Germany, which obviously made them unhappy and caused economic hardship among the German. Article 231, known as the War Guilt Clause, held Germany responsible for the war and demanded huge reparations. This humiliation and economic burden created fertile ground for extremist ideologies and nationalist movements, including the rise of Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party. Reason 2. The global economy went down during the Great Depression, which made the situation worse in Europe. The economic instability of the 1920s and 1930s led to high unemployment and poverty, which brought down confidence of the citizens in democratic governments and made radical political solutions more appealing. In Germany, hyperinflation and unemployment created a desperate population that fell for Hitler's promises of economic revival and national rejuvenation. Reason 3. The League of Nations, established after World War I to maintain peace and prevent future conflicts, failed to effectively manage international disputes and curb the aggression. The League's inability to enforce its resolutions or provide security caused acts of aggression to go unchecked. This was extremely clear in the 1930s, when Japan invaded Manchuria in 1931. Italy invaded Ethiopia in 1935, and Germany remilitarized the Rhineland in 1936. The League's inaction encouraged these nations and signaled a weakness in the international order that aggressive powers were quick to exploit. Reason 4. While Hitler's aggressive policies and ambitions were crucial in causing World War II, it's important to recognize that other fascist powers also played significant roles. In Italy, Benito Mussolini harbored dreams of recreating a Roman Empire and aggressively tried to expand his territory. Japan, under the influence of leaders, sought to dominate Asia and the Pacific, starting with the invasion of Manchuria and a full-scale war with China in 1937. These fascist ambitions contributed to the destabilization of international relations and set the stage for a bigger conflict. Reason 5. The policy of appeasement, pursued primarily by Britain and France, aimed to prevent war by conceding to some of Germany's demands. This policy is often criticized for encouraging Hitler, as it allowed him to take over Austria in 1938 and the Sudetenland region of Czechoslovakia shortly thereafter, without facing much resistance. The Munich Agreement of 1938, which permitted Nazi Germany to take over the Sudetenland, is frequently cited as a critical failure of appeasement. British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain's belief that he had secured peace for our time by agreeing to Hitler's demands only delayed the inevitable conflict and made the Allied powers appear weak and indecisive. Reason 6. One of the most significant pre-war developments was the signing of the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact on August 23, 1939. This non-aggression treaty between Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union stunned the world, as the two ideologically opposed nations agreed to divide Eastern Europe into spheres of influence. The pact included secret protocols that outlined the partition of Poland, the Baltic states, and parts of Romania. This agreement not only paved the way for Germany's invasion of Poland, but also ensured that Hitler would not face a two-front war, at least initially. The Soviet Union's subsequent invasion of eastern Poland on September 17, 1939, in accordance with the pact, highlighted the complex geopolitical scheme that contributed to the outbreak of World War II. Reason 7. Several smaller conflicts and incidents in the 1930s also contributed to the escalating tensions that led to World War II. The Spanish Civil War, 1936 to 1939, served as a proxy battleground for fascist and anti-fascist forces, with Germany and Italy supporting Francisco Franco's nationalists, while the Soviet Union and international brigades supported the Republicans. The conflict provided valuable experience and testing grounds for new military tactics and equipment, further emboldening fascist powers. Reason 8. By the late 1930s, Europe was a tinderbox of unresolved grievances, territorial ambitions, and ideological clashes. The invasion of Poland by Germany on September 1, 1939, marked the official beginning of World War II, but it was a culmination of years of geopolitical maneuvering and escalating tensions. 2 days later, on September 3, 1939, Britain and France declared war on Germany, honoring their commitments to defend Polish sovereignty. However, this response was too late to prevent the rapid German advance and the eventual partition of Poland. While Adolf Hitler and Nazi Germany were undoubtedly central to the outbreak of World War II, attributing the war solely to Hitler's actions oversimplifies a complex web of causes. The conditions of the Treaty of Versailles, the global economic turmoil of the Great Depression, the failures of the League of Nations, the aggressive ambitions of other fascist powers, the policy of appeasement, and the strategic movements of the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact all played critical roles in the lead-up to the war. Understanding these interconnected factors provides a more nuanced view of how World War II started and highlights the multifaceted nature of historical causality.